News from the booth!
Hey villagers, welcome back to the Voiceover Village. I'm Rick McIver, your village idiot and mad who can't say the letter Ed. So what's a voice actor to do when you're sick? I've been avoiding it for 3 years. I danced around it like a cartoon dodging bullets. Or whatever that guy is that does the weird dance and misses all. Anyway, I got hit with it. Like a frying pan to the face. It's bad. It's as bad as everybody says it is. I've still been doing some voiceover jobs over the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I'm on the mend. So I wanted to make a video. I finally felt like I could be on camera. I found some things that worked really well for me. Some things that were supposed to work but didn't. And so I wanted to make a quick video about if you get sick and you got VO work to do, how do you do that? I feel like when you're sick, you got to overcome like 3 different things in order to be able to work as a voice actor. You've got to be able to physically do it, right? You've got to be able to sound like a normal human, which I don't right now. You have to be able to have the energy to get in the booth and actually act, like perform. You can't just phone it in. You still have to be an actor. And third, there's a mental element to overcome. I know when I'm sick, I'm the biggest baby in the world. I just want to crawl under the covers and do nothing. Let's just get right into it, shall we? Let's not waste any more time dilly-dabbling. Am I sure I want to do this? Because number 1 is actually probably the easiest thing to overcome, and that's the physical part, right? When you're sick, you're either super stuffy in your sinuses or you've got a really crazy sore throat. And there's lots of other elements like having a fever and body aches and all that stuff too. But those are the 2 main things that you need to be able to overcome when you're doing voice work. The first thing I would do is get into a steamy shower, right? I'd turn on the hot water as hot as I could get it and get the steam going. Sometimes I used a bowl and put a towel over my head and let the steam just rise into my face. Because your sinuses get all clogged, you gotta loosen that stuff up. Your sinus passages aren't just here, but they go up into here, up into your forehead. If you look at like a cross-section of a skull, there's like this gap between the front of your forehead and the inside of your... It's like there's a space here, and it can fill up with crap. So first thing I ever did, if I had a job, I'm so sorry. If I had a job that morning or that day or whatever, I would make sure I'd steam up as much as I possibly could. That starts the process. It rarely did that fix it, but it was a good start. And while the steam is good and it helps loosen up, and you blow your nose like crazy, blow, right? Try to get it all out. You never get it all out, but you try. You could use saline spray in your nose and try to get that all out. It doesn't actually free up everything. You could get really close, and if it works for you, great, but it never quite worked for me. I use this, Diaphram. Let me just preface this by saying, preface. I'm sick. You're lucky you're even getting a video. Let me just preface this by saying, not a doctor. Don't take medical advice from me. I'm only telling you what I did and what worked for me. If you want to try it, totally up to you. I am not telling you, do not listen to me. That being said, what I did, what worked for me is this stuff, Diaphram. This is like a 12-hour spray, right? You spray your nose, it's supposed to clear up for 12 hours. This stuff is like miracle fairy goo dust that works so well for me. It just opens everything up. It like, how do I explain? Why did I demonstrate it? I'd use spray 2 on each side. And I'll get to this in a second as it works. So you can hear me now. Cannot breathe. Is clock. That was awful. I'm sorry. I wanted to demonstrate that I cannot breathe through my nose at all. It's totally stuffed. And you kind of let it drip a little bit. You kind of got to let it drip a little bit. Back here. All right, one side's, I cannot even start. That side, not quite. This side's getting a little air. So as it's working, let me tell you, there's some precautions with Diaphram. You read the label, it'll tell you all the things I'm about to say. But basically, you're not supposed to use it for more than 3 days in a row. It only works for 12 hours, but I find that it works more like 18 hours for me. I'm already starting to breathe. That side is good. Not quite there yet. Use it sparingly. Very, very sparingly, because this is powerful stuff. And what I mean by that is when I use this, it'll last for about 18 hours. And then when it's done, when that time is up, it's like someone puts a nose clip over you. I mean, it just clogs everything back up, and it swells up like twice as, it gets so thick in there. When it's done, and everything shuts down. You can't breathe at all, right? So expect that. I've read some stuff online, so you know it's true, about someone who used this and it messed up their sense of smell or whatever. So use it at your own risk. I've used it for years, and I've never had a problem with it. It always works for me. You can always say, so when this stuff really kicks in, and I can start to breathe out my nose, then I start to do my warm-ups, right? And there's a couple of really good warm-ups that allow this area here is called the mask, that really vibrates the mask. And it sounds really weird. I'm going to do it once for you. Don't laugh. It works. It makes you feel a little silly, but it works. And then as you start down low, and then you go high up into the mask register, and then you come back down. So it sounds like this. And then when you get up high in that mask register, that sound really vibrates the heck out of your mask area. And that really loosens some stuff up. Then you blow your nose again, then you're clear. You're good to go. And so what do you do if you have a super sore throat? You do your vocal warm-ups. You drink a lot of water. You gargle salt water. I use Ricola cough drops. I find that these coat the best and don't make my saliva sticky and clicky. I don't want a clicky mouth, but I do need to lubricate all this kind of stuff because when you're sick, you can drop into this kind of thing real easy, and you don't want to do that. Or maybe you do, but you want to have that choice. After 6 weeks, I'm still fighting this thing, right? Okay, so Ricolas. Real quick, let me tell you what I tried and didn't work for me. Pills like Sudafed or NyQuil or Theraflu, things that are like total decongestants. What happens is they dry you out everywhere. They dry your throat. They dry everything out, and it keeps it from dripping and running and all that kind of stuff, which is what you want when you're sick. But for voice acting, you need this to open up. You need this area to be breathable. It's starting to work. The magic. But you don't want everything else too dry because you got to be able to be in the booth and voice act. You need moisture there. Anyway, stuff like Mucinex and things like that, it just dries you out too much, and it doesn't clear out the sinuses enough. So I skip those. Next, I want to talk about how I kind of trick myself into having some energy in the booth to be able to act. I had a voice teacher in college that said, if you have a sore throat or you're kind of sick, you don't feel well, wrap up your throat in a scarf and put a piece of tape over your mouth and don't talk the whole day until right before you need to go on stage. You do your vocal warm-ups and then bam, you hit the stage. No extra wasted energy throughout the day. Don't talk to people and do anything. So I use that kind of paradigm to actually help me in the booth when I need to have energy. I keep myself at a very low, kind of mellow state as long as I possibly can. And then right before I have to do the job, or I'm going in for an audition, or whatever it is. And this is where my habit of procrastination really pays off. I'll procrastinate until the very last second, and I'll go in my booth, turn on my computer, and then, do my voice warm-ups, turn on Source Connect, and start the session. And it's that a little bit of adrenaline. It's that little bit of last-minuteness of procrastination. That's what gives me that little bump, that little edge of, oh, all right, okay, we're in this. It's that muscle memory of doing, right? Your body forgets. You don't really forget you're sick, but you've kind of tricked yourself into being able to push through the 15, half an hour, 45-minute session. God, hope it's not an hour. Wait until the very last moment so that, you are, running a little bit on adrenaline when you get in there. It works for me. Now, the last thing is kind of the hardest thing, and that's overcoming that mental block of, I'm sick, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to go anywhere, please just shut all the doors and windows and darkness, and I just want to, nothing, go away, leave me alone. Overcoming that is hard. Believe me, I understand. When you're in that headspace, you don't want to do anything else. It's like having a heavy blanket on you all the time, and you can't get up and move. So my secret for overcoming that is music. Music from my past. Music from I'm listening to right now. Jazz. Stuff with words. Stuff without words. Just to kind of clear the fog. Clear the haze. Let it blow that kind of stuff away. Those little things, for me, that's what works. In the short time that we've been together, I've gone from completely stuffed to... I know, if I had a candle, I'd blow it out with my nose. Better living through chemistry. I dodged it for 3 years. Now I get it? There'll be a lot of new videos coming out soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it's been helpful. Until next time.